Welcome to India Current Affairs. Here are today's news updates. Women's Reservation Bill gains momentum. The Women's Reservation Bill, a landmark piece of legislation, has returned to the spotlight, with the central government pushing for its passage during the winter session of Parliament. The bill, which proposes reserving 33% of seats in the Lok Sabha and state legislative assemblies for women, has been a subject of debate for decades. However, this time around, the momentum behind the bill appears stronger than ever, with political parties across the spectrum expressing their support. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has reiterated the importance of gender equality in governance, arguing that greater political representation for women would enhance the country's democratic fabric. The bill is not without its challenges, as there remain concerns about how these reservations will be implemented in practice. Critics argue that additional steps, such as providing support for marginalized women, will be necessary to ensure that the seats benefit all women, not just those from more privileged backgrounds. Additionally, some regional parties have called for reservations for women from backward castes and minority communities within the broader quota, arguing that a one-size-fits-all approach may not work in India's diverse political landscape. Opposition ramps up criticism on inflation and unemployment. The Congress-led opposition has been intensifying its criticism of the ruling government, accusing it of mismanaging the economy and failing to control rising inflation and unemployment. Speaking at a rally in Delhi, Congress leader Rahul Gandhi blamed the Modi government for the steep increase in the cost of essential goods, from food items to fuel, which he claims is causing significant hardship for the middle class and the poor. According to Gandhi, the government's economic policies are skewed towards benefiting the wealthy, while ordinary citizens struggle to make ends meet. In response, the ruling Bharatiya Janata Party, BJP, has pointed to global factors contributing to inflation, such as the Ukraine war and the lingering effects of the COVID-19 pandemic. Nonetheless, the opposition is demanding more concrete steps, such as tax cuts on essential goods and subsidies for key sectors. On unemployment, opposition leaders are urging the government to focus on public sector jobs, arguing that large-scale infrastructure projects and improvements in sectors like healthcare and education could create millions of jobs.
India's growing diplomatic influence. India's foreign policy has been marked by increased engagement with global powers, positioning the country as a key player in international diplomacy. Under the stewardship of External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar, India has played a pivotal role in multilateral forums such as the United Nations, the G20, and the Quad. The recent peace talks between conflicting nations, mediated by India at the UN, have further enhanced the country's image as a global peace broker. India's partnerships with the United States, Japan, and Australia under the Quad framework have been a cornerstone of its foreign policy in the Indo-Pacific region. These relationships are crucial for ensuring regional stability, particularly in light of China's growing influence. Additionally, India has made its mark in climate change negotiations, advocating for renewable energy development and calling for increased support for developing countries in meeting their climate goals. 2. Developmental news. Infrastructure development accelerates. The Indian government's National Infrastructure Pipeline, NIP, a 111 lakh crore initiative, has seen substantial progress in recent months. Aimed at improving India's transportation, energy, and digital infrastructure, the NIP is a cornerstone of the government's development agenda. The newly inaugurated Mumbai-Delhi Expressway is one of the most significant projects under this initiative, expected to dramatically reduce travel time between the two financial hubs while boosting economic activity in the regions it passes through. Rail infrastructure is also receiving a massive upgrade, with several high-speed rail corridors in the works, including the much-anticipated Mumbai-Ahmedabad bullet train project. In addition to physical infrastructure, digital connectivity is being prioritized. The BharatNet project, which aims to provide broadband access to 2.5 lakh gram panchayats, is set to revolutionize rural internet access, bridging the urban-rural digital divide and enabling better access to education, healthcare, and e-governance services in remote areas. Healthcare sector reforms. India's healthcare sector has been the focus of significant reforms, especially in the wake of the COVID-19 pandemic, which exposed the vulnerabilities of the existing infrastructure. In response, the government has announced the Ayushman Bharat 2.0 scheme, which builds on the original scheme by offering expanded healthcare coverage to more citizens, particularly those from economically disadvantaged backgrounds. The government has also committed to establishing more medical colleges and improving training facilities for doctors and nurses to address the shortage of healthcare professionals. Rural healthcare is another area receiving attention, with plans to establish more primary health centers and ensure they are better equipped with medicines, diagnostic tools, and trained staff. Telemedicine is being promoted to allow remote consultations, ensuring that people in underserved regions have access to quality healthcare. Skill development for economic growth. The Skill India mission, aimed at improving the employability of the country's youth, has been expanded to include new training programs in emerging sectors like robotics, artificial intelligence, and data analytics. With India's economy shifting towards a more technology-driven model, these skills are crucial for ensuring that the workforce remains competitive. Vocational training centers are being set up in partnership with industries to ensure that the training provided is aligned with market needs. In addition, the government's push for entrepreneurship through the Startup India initiative is helping to foster innovation. Special incentives are being provided to startups in the fields of renewable energy, healthcare technology, and agritech, among others. This focus on skill development and entrepreneurship is expected to create millions of jobs, particularly in Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities, where employment opportunities have traditionally been limited. Conservation and environmental protection. Environmental conservation remains a key priority for the Indian government, with initiatives like the Clean Ganga mission showing positive results in improving water quality in the river. The government has also undertaken large-scale afforestation projects to counter deforestation and combat climate change. Under the Green India mission, millions of trees are being planted in states like Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, and Odisha, where deforestation has historically been a problem. To combat the growing issue of plastic pollution, several states have implemented bans on single-use plastics, and waste management systems are being overhauled to promote recycling. The government's Swachh Bharat Abhiyan continues to play a key role in promoting cleanliness and environmental responsibility, especially in urban areas where waste management remains a significant challenge. Sports and entertainment. Sports news. India's dominance in cricket. Cricket continues to be the most popular sport in India, with the national team consistently performing well in international tournaments. Recently, India secured the Asia Cup title in a dominating performance against Sri Lanka, with both the batting and bowling departments contributing to the comprehensive victory. Captain Rohit Sharma has been instrumental in leading the team, with his leadership style being praised for balancing the experience of seasoned players like Virat Kohli with the fresh talent of emerging stars like Shubman Gill. The upcoming ICC Cricket World Cup, to be hosted in India, has generated a wave of excitement across the country. With India being one of the top contenders, expectations are high for a successful campaign. Preparations are already underway, with major cities like Mumbai, Kolkata, and Ahmedabad being chosen as key venues for the tournament. Fans are eagerly anticipating seeing India's top players compete against the world's best teams on home soil. Historic performance at the Asian Games. India's performance at the 2024 Asian Games in Hangzhou was historic, with the country achieving its best-ever medal tally. Indian athletes shone across multiple disciplines, including athletics, wrestling, shooting, and badminton. Neeraj Chopra, the Olympic gold medalist, once again made headlines by winning gold in the javelin throw, solidifying his position as one of India's top athletes. India also made significant strides in team sports, with the men's and women's hockey teams both securing medals. The performance of the Indian contingent has been hailed as a turning point in the country's sporting history, with many experts attributing the success to better infrastructure, improved training facilities, and increased government support. With a renewed focus on sports, India is positioning itself as a rising force in the global sports arena. The rise of football. Although cricket remains the dominant sport, football is steadily gaining ground, particularly among the youth. The Indian Super League, ISL, which has grown in popularity since its inception, has played a pivotal role in developing football talent across the country. The ISL has not only attracted international players and coaches, but has also helped in identifying and nurturing local talent. India's national football team, under the guidance of coach Igor Stimac, has shown. That's all for today's news. Please subscribe our channel for future updates.